My name is Ore. I'm 17 years old. I'm at sixth form and I'm going on to study broadcast journalism this September at university.
No, don't talk about that because that's just a waste of time. We mustn't talk about, but all that stuff. You clearly got something, and we'll talk to you about doing a different kind of degree. Now, remind us of why you wanted to look into finance.
Well, my idea came about because I believe that money management is extremely important and that if it was a part of our curriculum, it will ensure that young people like myself don't fall into financial traps,
And,
especially because
yeah, go on.
especially because when I was using Uber last year, it gave me a breakdown of my total costs and travel expenses, which came to me as a shock because I didn't even have a job myself. So then I thought, and it triggered me to want to question, why isn't money management and financial literacy a part of the curriculum, and why haven't we been given like lessons on how to budget correctly?
Yeah, I probably could answer that for you, but I don't want to. We've got 20 odd minutes to go. So look, is it important to you and your friends, or how important is it to you and your friends?
It's extremely important because obviously when we're older, we all want to be financially secure and not have to worry about money in that way. So here's what they had to say.
I think money management and finance should be taught in schools as it prepares the younger generation for the world of work, the world of just living on your own without having to rely on a parent or a guardian.
There are a lot of things that I had to learn later in life that would have benefited me in so many ways that I'd known earlier on in life. For example, having a saving culture, knowing when to invest, what to invest in.
By money management and finance being taught in schools from year 9 onwards, young people will be able to lead their own finances confidently without falling into financial traps.
Listen, this is a station of old wrinklies. Don't be bringing no young, trendy way of delivering news. Don't be bringing that here. Right, okay, let's get started, right? Why don't you introduce your panel for us, all right?
So I have my amazing panel. We've got Kia, founder of financial literacy platform Pennies to Pounds. We've got Rebecca Kelly, head of school age education at My Bank. And we've got Kingsley, manager at Deloitte. Would you guys like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'll go first since I was the first one. Thank you so much for that amazing intro. My name's Kia, personal finance guru, public speaker, and creator of the platform Pennies to Pounds, which basically educates young people like yourself, Ore, around personal finance if you don't get taught in school.
Cool. I'll take over next. So my name is Rebecca Kelly. I'm head of school age education at My Bank. So we are a financial education charity. We design and deliver in-person, virtual and online financial education for young people aged 5 to 25.
Great, and hi there, my name's Kingsley. I'm a manager at Deloitte, a consultancy firm, and I work on complex regulatory financial crime programs and study economics at university.
That's amazing, guys. So my first question that I would like to ask is, where do you think money management starts, or where do you think it should begin?
Cool. So shall I pick it up? I'll pick up off the back of that. Oh, I think this is a really good question. And I think it's easy for us to say that money management should start at home, but I think it's definitely should be taught in schools. And I say that because we can't expect parents to teach their kids something if they don't have it themselves. And I come across many people who say, I wish I knew this from earlier. My parents never taught me this. And sometimes parents simply don't know. No one can pass on things that they don't know. So I think it's this culture of maybe learning it from the educational system and picking it up from whether it's teachers or external people coming in to actually teach young people those lessons that they can carry on and actually be able to manage their money better as they keep growing up.
Absolutely. I agree with you, Kia. I think it needs to start young, to be honest with you. Wherever it's going to be, it needs to start young. We've got a lot of evidence now to say that money habits can be formed by age 7, which is still incredibly young. So at My Bank, we've worked really closely with Kickstart Money to create material from age 5. And over a 3-year period, we've seen some quite serious impact from working with such young people. So after a My Bank session, 69% of children are working towards a savings target, and 77% who couldn't delay spending before can now delay gratification. So I think that's quite impressive for such a young audience.
Yeah, and I think it's important that money management is taught through the schools as well as through the community and family, as it's, you know, people and children can learn the key aspects of money management and start to grow up with those habits, good saving habits, understanding the budget, and just become more financially literate as time goes on. So I think that's really beneficial.
Right. My next question is, obviously I want to go to uni this September. So what would you guys suggest, or any advice you would give me to budget correctly?
Oh, that's a really good one. So I actually graduated last year, so I'm not too far out of that journey myself. But what I would say, I think a big one I'd say is to make a shopping list. And it sounds so simple, but once you get to uni, you get so used to just walking to the shop and throwing things in the basket. And then you get to the till and you check out and you realize how much money you've actually spent. Making a shopping list helps you know exactly what do you need and what do I not need. So impulse spending is something that a lot of people do, especially young people. And I'm saying that as someone who's been through it. You want to make sure that you're actually getting the things and not overspending. If you have a certain budget, I'm only spending £10, £15, and you can stick to that budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think keeping track of your money is the biggest thing, you know, knowing what your income is, when you're getting your income, and keeping an eye on your expenditure. And I think something else that we really advocate is about not burying your head in the sand. If you do make mistakes, you do find yourself in a difficult position, it's okay. Universities do have a lot of support there for students because they do understand that for most young people, this is their first time living independently, and that can be difficult. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, and just to quickly add to that is, I think at university, I think that's the first time a lot of students come across overdraft and the use of the overdraft limit. So understanding the use of that, any fees associated with that, and how that may impact them. So I think that was a good thing to look out for as well.
All right, my next question is, I think money management is important for it to be taught at schools. So how would you guys incorporate it in schools yourselves? Or how do you think it should be taught in schools?
Oh, that is such a really good question. I would say that I think we shouldn't put the onus on teachers. I think teachers do a lot. Primary school teachers teach pretty much every subject, and then secondary school teachers have to be specialised. I think it should be external people brought in who actually deliver those classes and actually adapt it depending on the age group. So similar to what Becky said at my bank, going in and actually adapting those lessons to the kids at whatever stages they're at.
Yeah, absolutely. At my bank, we deliver face-to-face. We deliver virtual sessions directly to young people in their class time. You know, we've had young people that have asked their school to have us come in and have money management lessons, which is fantastic. We know that teachers do a fantastic job and could do a fantastic job of teaching financial education as well. They're really knowledge rich, but very often, especially when you get to secondary, teachers are very time poor. So what we aim to do is to support teachers to offer a fresh face into the classroom, and we can really tailor it to the young people in front of us. You know, and we've also developed online material for young people to access at home, so that there's multiple ways that young people can actually get access to this. From our research, we found that 73% of teachers think that dedicated and full-time trainers were better able to deliver money lessons than teachers themselves.
Right now, we are talking money. It's about what you wish you'd told yourself as a youngster. Why are we doing that? Because the show is being hosted by Ore. Ore's 17.